My question has not still been answered. Who organized the awards? Yes.
Mr. Speaker, it was organized by a private company by name Excellence Awards or so. Mr. Speaker, the minister is spoken.
Honorable member, are you just part of rumor mongering, or you have facts that there is a private company called Excellence?
Mr. Speaker, I'm giving you the information which has been reported. Big events. The company called Big Events under the banner Excellence Awards. This is what they've advertised.
Are you part of the rumor mill, or you are sure there's a company called Big Events? Because you are, I'm serious about this, because if you have cross-checked and you have official records that there's a company by name Big Events Ghana.
Big Events Ghana.
Registered
That's
company.
the name of the company.
Registered company.
Registered company.
With directors.
Mr. Speaker, we have to check. But the name of the company is Big Events Ghana. But Mr. Speaker, it's a good question you asked. It's a very important question you asked. And Mr. Speaker, the further information I was trying to give you is that the minister responsible for government communication should have told you, Mr. Speaker, that this matter was so important that the president caused his secretary to issue a public statement on the matter. And so, when we are giving information, let's give the full remit of the information. The president issued a statement. And Mr. Speaker, the issue on the table is that this private company organized an award ceremony which ministers and government officials participated in and paid for. And Mr. Speaker, out there, this scandal is being captioned cash for awards. Cash for awards. And indeed, Dr. Kwesa White, Mr. Speaker, let us not forget that Dr. Kwesa White is the boss of SIGA, CEO of SIGA, and SIGA's mandate, Mr. Speaker, in all humility and modesty, I was Deputy Chief of Staff, part of the committee that transformed the Diversity Implementation Committee to SIGA. SIGA is responsible for monitoring state enterprises. And it is on the basis of that the boss of SIGA came out to say this awards ceremony is suspect. And that even he, as CEO of SIGA, he was approached to pay a whooping 50,000 Ghana cedis to receive an award. So, Mr. Speaker, I conclude by submitting to you that the issue out there are two issues. The first one is that these awards, the recipients paid for the awards. And the second issue is how government officials have suddenly made enough money to be able to pay 50,000 cedis. In some cases, they claim 200,000. In other cases, 250,000. That is the issue. That is the issue related to the cash for awards. And some ministers, Mr. Speaker, some ministers who did not receive the awards and who believe that they are performing ministers have come out to indicate that there is a particular minister who is being given an award and he's not deserving, and that he was given the award because he was able to pay, and that I am working better than him, and yet I did not get the award because I could not afford to pay. Mr. Speaker, so when we are dealing with these matters, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, when we are dealing with these matters, Mr. Speaker, it goes to the heart of the integrity and honesty of public service, because public service ought to be what it is, as you've consistently indicated. Public service should be public service. And so a minister then parades and gets an award that he's doing so well, only for it to come out that he paid for it. That's the issue.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Deputy Majority Leader. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there seems to be a lot of appetite for rumor mongering this morning in the chamber. I don't think there is evidence in what is being said. Mr. Speaker, you did ask a question, and the communication minister said that it wasn't organized by government, but he knows that it was done by a private sector. That, I think, is where the story ends. We don't have any information as to what you are alluding to. And Mr. Speaker, I think there is no evidence, so with all due respect, Mr. Speaker, we have some business to do this morning. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I wanted to appeal to your good office that if, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to appeal to your good office because you see, listening to the issue I raised and the contribution and the response from the minister in charge of government communication, he did admit that government have issued a statement to this matter. It's a serious issue. Mr. Speaker, if you can kindly direct that we should set up a committee to investigate. Mr. Speaker, to investigate. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we should. Mr. Speaker, so that Mr. Speaker, a bipartisan committee to investigate this matter and see the criteria for the award. Mr. Speaker, we deserve to know the truth. We deserve to know the truth. So let's set up a committee to investigate it, see the criteria, see who have paid and who have not been able to pay, and then we can move on from there. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I know you are very experienced members of Parliament, and you know what to do if you want Parliament to take action on this matter. When you come properly, we will definitely take the action. With this, we'll leave it at this stage. We expect you to come properly, and we'll take action. No country develops without integrity. It's not only applied to politicians, but to everybody in the society. So clearly something has happened. The president has raised issue about it, raised serious concern about it. And so as representatives, if we want to translate that into action, the process is there. You can follow it, and then we can delve into it. I mean, to at least nip this in the bud so that we don't continue to have such activities, such as alleged extortionary companies claiming that they know how to define quality, evaluate and assess people, and give awards. People that they don't appoint anyway. And so please, if you want this to be taken forward, do the proper thing. With this, we'll go to the next item. And as I said, the minister, I'm told, is not here. He's being represented by his deputy, able deputy. And so I'll call on the members to ask the question. The first one, question number 781, stands in the name of Honorable Eric Edem Agbana, the Member of Parliament for K2 North. Honorable Member, you may ask the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Food and Agriculture strategies being adopted by the ministry to resolve the challenge of glut, especially in rice and maize crops.
Yes, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, through the dedicated efforts of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, the country is currently experiencing a bumper harvest across several staple foods, including maize, rice, soya beans, and other starchy staples. The achievement reflects the success of ongoing agricultural interventions and the resilience of hard work of our farmers. Mr. Speaker, this success has brought with it an intended challenge. Due to the abundant produce on the market, many farmers are struggling to sell their commodities at remunerative and profitable prices. This situation poses a significant risk to farmers' livelihoods and could discourage future production if not addressed properly. Mr. Speaker, the government, through the National Buffer Stock, is tackling this glut by implementing a combination of direct purchasing, processing, storage, and strategies under the Feed Ghana program. The following are the strategies and the measures. The government directed the National Buffer Stock Company to purchase excess maize, rice, and soy from the farmers. Following an initial 100 million in November 2025, and 2026 budget provided an additional 200 million for the 2026 season. The purpose of this intervention is to enable the procurement of grains, particularly maize and rice, from farmers across the country at guaranteed minimum prices. Currently, the National Buffer Stock Company has engaged approximately 45 accredited licensed buying companies which have been assigned to various grain-producing zones across the country to purchase locally produced rice and maize directly from the farmers at the approved minimum guaranteed prices. Mr. Speaker, this strategic intervention will cushion farmers against price volatility and post-harvest losses, while helping to stabilize market prices and protect farm incomes. In addition, it will strengthen the nation's food security system by ensuring availability of adequate food reserves during the emergencies, including pandemics and other unforeseen disruptions. The ministry has been able to attract strong partnerships with donor partners to support infrastructure in food systems. Key is the World Bank Group support in food systems resilience program and World Food Program active support to the National Buffer Stock Company to refurbish and procure equipment for some storage warehouses across the country. These measures, once completed, will increase storage capacity and enable NAFCO to undertake more purchases. These are the long-term measures. To create long-term solutions, the government is establishing 5 new maize factories across the country. This aim is to shift from merely storing raw grain to processing it into corn flour for local consumption and export, reducing the impact of future gluts. Mr. Speaker, schools, especially senior high schools and school feeding programs, and state institutions such as hospitals and prisons have been instructed to prioritize purchasing locally produced rice and maize to ensure a steady high-volume market for local farmers. These interventions demonstrate government's unwavering commitment to support farmers, sustaining agricultural growth, improving rural livelihoods, and safeguarding national food security. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would want to humbly ask the Minister what special attention the ministry is giving to rice farmers, considering the fact that it is almost their season and they need to sell their produce from the last harvest so that they'll be able to purchase farm produce, especially farmers in Apipe, Avalavi, Klenomadi, and other parts of Ketu North, a constituency that is largely known for rice production. Thank you.
Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I can assure my colleague, Honorable Edem Agbana, that the buffer stock will be in their constituency soon to buy the excess excesses from the farmers. Thank you.
Honorable Member, any more supplementary?
Mr. Speaker, thank you. That will be all for now. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your answer, you mentioned that government budgeted 100 million in 2025, 200 million in 2026. I want to find out, so far, how much has been released to the buffer stock to purchase these food products?
By the Ministry of Finance.
By the Ministry of Finance records.
But you mentioned it. You mentioned it. You mentioned it. It's in the answer. It's in the answer.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not done.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not done.
A question at a time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as I earlier mentioned, 100 million was allocated to the national buffer stock in November 2025 last year. And this year, 50 million out of the 200 million has been given to the national buffer stock. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much once again.
Is that the order? Supplementary, if you are not the owner of the question.
Mr. Speaker, that's why I wanted to put the question together for him to have.
No, but you can't put many questions together. That's not the rule. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in the minister's response, he says that the slump in demand is as a result of a bumper harvest. Can he provide this House with data for the maize and the rice that he speaks about to establish, as compared to the previous year, that indeed it is a question of bumper harvest and not rather a slump in demand?
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, those figures, I don't have it offhand, but I can confidently tell you that because of our prudent agricultural policies, it is indeed a bumper harvest. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, we now move to the second question, and that question stands in the name of the Honorable Member for Heman Lower Denchira, Honorable Lawrence Ajinsam. Please, you may ask your question now.
Right Honorable Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister of Agriculture, Food and Agriculture, the plans that the ministry has to enhance poultry value chain from production to processing and value addition, marketing and distribution, and consumption and demand.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the ministry's plan under the Feed Ghana program to enhance the poultry value chain from production to processing and value addition, marketing and distribution, and consumption and demand is anchored on a comprehensive end-to-end strategy designed to revitalize and expand Ghana's poultry industry. This involved targeted interventions to increase production, improve efficiency, enhance value addition, strengthen market access, and stimulate domestic consumption. Mr. Speaker, under the Poultry Industry Revitalization Program, the ministry is rolling out 3 major interventions to scale up Ghana's poultry production. 1, Poultry Farm to Table project. Under this, anchor farmers and outgrower support, 50 commercial anchor farmers will be selected nationwide, and each will be supported with 80,000 beds with additional logistical, and technical assistance. 2. Poultry intensification program under the Food Systems Resilience Program, FSRP. This intervention is supporting 500 small to medium scale poultry farmers across all regions to scale up their operations. 3. The Nkokon Kitinkiti Initiative, backyard poultry for nutrition and livelihoods. Mr. Speaker, to enhance food security at the community level, especially amongst vulnerable groups, the ministry is implementing a backyard poultry program targeting the production of an additional 3 million birds with a strong focus on women and youth. This program was formally launched on the 12th of November 2025 by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to facilitate the immediate mass distribution of birds to households across constituencies. Mr. Speaker, these 3 interventions together will deliver a minimum of 10 million birds into the national poultry ecosystem. When this figure is combined with the production output of private commercial poultry farmers, we anticipate a significant increase in national poultry supply within the coming months. For this reason, Mr. Speaker, the ministry is simultaneously strengthening the processing, marketing, distribution, and export pillars of the value chain to address the anticipated market glut and to ensure that farmers do not suffer post-production losses. Government is establishing a poultry processing factory in Bechem. This factory will support large-scale processing, packaging, cold chain management, and value addition to ensure that Ghanaian poultry products meet domestic and international market standards. Government is also facilitating and encouraging private individuals to participate in the various parts of poultry value chain. Mr. Speaker, additional poultry processing factories will be established in other regions to create a robust and decentralized processing and marketing network, enabling the poultry industry to absorb, expand production, reduce imports, and position Ghana as a growing hub for poultry exports within the sub-region. Mr. Speaker, these interventions collectively ensure a fully integrated poultry value chain from production to processing, value addition, marketing, and consumption, thereby advancing the government's strategic objective of making Ghana a competitive poultry nation and securing livelihoods across the entire value chain. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Right, Honourable Speaker, I have a question. In the Minister's answer